peace. I pray upon my being and yours that we maintain of ourselves an openness in heart, that we allow it of ourselves, that we go through this process of being and not become closed off to a witnessing and an experience, a feeling, a depth of being that our heart is, that we accept and that we embrace, that God has crafted us in such a way that we feel that we have a heart, that we are not lost upon this, and that we will brave it, that we will go through this world. We will meet fire. We will find hurt and harm. We will meet destruction. And we will overcome this in a willingness to go through this. We will overcome this and maintain of ourselves this openness of heart, that we will love, and that there may be loss here, and that you come through this and you attain more of your being through this willingness to witness, that you become more of yourself in this depth of feeling, that we do not close ourselves off to a nature of our own being, an endowment of our own being, that you have a heart, that God and nature have blessed you in this way, that you have a heart, that we immerse ourselves in this depth of feeling, in this depth of heart, and that we come to such a knowledge of ourselves through this acceptance of this depth of heart, this willingness to witness and to go through these difficult things that this world will bring out upon us, and to understand this as a mercy upon our own being, that we learn of ourselves, that we learn of our heart, that this is merely a test upon us, and that we embrace this. Everything we may go through, that we embrace this with an openness of heart, an expansive expression of our being in all that we will go through, that you do not lose in this, that truly your safety is not in your ability to be closed off, to have a shield up, to feel as though there is not at all times a divinely ordained protection upon you, but to be vulnerable to this, to walk in such a faith that your vulnerability is your strength, your openness to witness of yourself and determine of your being in all that you will go through, and to maintain this of ourselves, this openness of heart, in the greatest of beauty that we will find, in the truest of love that we will find, that we have presence so much for ourselves, that we allow this openness of heart, in this beauty, in this trueness in love, that reveals of all other things within us, that we would like to stay hidden, that we have presence for it, and that we find more of ourselves here in this openness of heart. And I've said it before and I'll say it again, truly it is love that we fear. It is in love all things of our being are revealed. The separation, it dissipates. We find of ourselves in love. The horror of our own hand, what have I done? In this revelation of love, every wound that we would like to stay hidden and not have to face is brought out in front of us from the depth of our being in love. From the first man that has ever walked this earth to the one that is speaking to you who is listening. These hidden things within us in love, these wounds within us in love, they come forth. They demand to be witnessed in love. And if we can maintain this openness of heart, if we can allow this depth of sight that love is, for everything we would like to remain hidden of our own being. You see, if we can allow this of ourselves, to come to an awareness of this, to have an acceptance of ourselves to that degree, the entirety of your being, everything good, everything horrible, everything you would seek to be forgotten and left hidden, in the image of yourself that you wish to be, all of these things, everything good of your nature, everything horrible of yourself. If we can have an acceptance of these things in the entirety of your being, if you can maintain it of your heart, if you can be this proof and truth, and inevitably you will come to this. If we can have these things, this level of acceptance for ourselves, this openness of heart, now there is no tool, there is no weapon that can be formed against you. As you have met yourself here, you have accepted yourself here in the worst of your being, in the best of it. And you've decided this is enough. This is okay. I will be more for this. I will overcome all of this. In this openness of heart, I receive of myself a truth in nature, a determination of being, that I will overcome this. And that this has purpose. That this is beauty. That this is true. That this is love. This revealed sight of my own being and of yours, openness of heart. No weapon can be formed against you here. And further in this way, you become a protection of yourself. And further in this way, you become a protection of all others, as in this openness of heart, this love, this truth of your being in nature. You have no separation from any other. And you've determined of your being in acceptance. You've decided, this is enough. I am enough. This is good here. That you will not abandon another. That you will go through it with them. That you will not seek harm upon another. But that you will be upright before these things. That you will be a justice of yourself. And through a justice of your own being, a justice upon all others. This openness of heart. This compassion to go through it together. This openness of heart, this willingness to witness of your being and another. This openness of heart. In this separation, it dissipates. And your heart becomes as all others. Beautiful and true. Because you have decided now, in an acceptance of your own being, you were brought to this knowledge, you were brought to this wisdom. That one is not separate from another. That everything of your being, everything that you witness of another, tells a story of your own. and you come to this acceptance of yourself, it brings about just the same an acceptance of all others, and a knowledge and a wisdom, and a way of being, in purpose, love, and truth, that you may be a benefit upon yourself, that you may be a benefit upon all others, and that you know not loss, and that you know not fear. And you become in this way. You become in this way. More than ever can be withheld you. This openness of heart, this allowance upon your own being to receive a truth of your nature. That you are of heaven, that you are divine, that you are sacred, and that you uphold this of yourself. That you have met yourself here in everything. Fear would seek to hide from you. You have met yourself here. This place where hatred would seek to keep you separate from. You have brought yourself here. And you have grown a garden and made it love. You have brought a light to every darkness, and you have thanked it for the contrast, that you may know of yourself, that you have determined in this openness of heart that there is purpose and there is beauty upon your being and mine, that no evil can take from. And it is the very same as your willingness, your openness of heart, your willingness to have eyes that see evil, that you overcome it. That the nature of this is that all things become an image of you, and the nature you are created in, that of God. You see, that is the secret. That is the secret that evil would like to keep hidden from you, is that you are not separate from it, that it requires you to be, that you have command of this evil. That its only capacity to be is in your allowance. And the only way you can allow of evil is to deny of yourself. You see, this is the trick of it. This is the trick of it. Evil will seek to find a part of yourself that you have not met, that you have left abandoned, that you would seek not to know. And it will seek to represent itself in such a way that it embodies these traits, that you will seek not to know it, to be it, not to face these true parts of yourself that you have not met. Evil will seek to paint itself in such a light that you would hate parts of your being, that you do not meet them. That you leave these places that the shadow is allowed. And you, the sunlight, a gift upon the shadow. A gift upon the shadow. And the shadow, a mere image of you. And so this openness of heart, this willingness to go through it, this shadow, this willingness to witness and to overcome and to meet yourself in these places that you would seek not to know. This conquers every evil. No place now met by the sunlight. And heaven they live in your eyes. And that is all that it takes for evil to die. That heaven live in your eyes as you gaze upon it. And that is your nature, human life. That is your nature, that you come to this of your own being. That you return the fruit upon the garden. That you have met yourself in hell. And that you have conquered here. That I am. That you have met yourself in hell and conquered here. That I am. A decision you have made. Not to be afraid. Beautiful love and truth. And do you see it? Do you see it now? In this openness of heart we will share together. Do you see it now? The miracle of your mere being. That you wake up to this, your human life, and all that it is and all that it can be. In your capacity for this. That you're allowed to choose of yourself. And that your nature is such a beauty that it is beyond your comprehension. Even in your flaws. Especially in your flaws, you see. For it is the imperfection. It's so beautiful in the way God has crafted us like this. In your imperfection, here is your allowance that you have, love. You do not want to be such a perfect thing. Such a perfect thing that you never have an opportunity. That this be granted upon you in your imperfection. That you have love. That there is a source. An ever unfolding source of life. Ever giving. Perfect care of you. That God reveals upon your human heart. That this lives within us, even when our eyes are closed to it. That this lives within us, and that we may grant it upon ourselves, and that we may grant it upon each other. This miracle, this beauty, this life, unending beyond death, this gift, this truth, this beauty, in everything that you are, in everything that I am, in this openness of heart, willingness to witness, to go through it, to overcome decisions you have made of your own being, decisions I have made of mine. And that we may share this together. And tomorrow there will be a sunrise. everything in a day may be, and everything in night. And heaven that live in your eyes. Beautiful love and truth. Beautiful love and truth. Glory, grace, strength, thanks. Grateful, God, that you are courage, strength, protection. I'm with you. Peace.